All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the stream here for VRML. This is the preseason week 6. That's right, the very last week of the preseason, winding it down here and opening it up though with one epic match potentially in store between Team Gravity and Backlash. On your casting today, it's Palidore on the cams. That's his eye, joined by SirDimwi.
What is going on, Europe? Good evening, good evening.
Indeed, the best of evenings and well, for them, for us, a morning. I kind of woke up, as Dimmy pointed out, with a little bit of sniffles going on here. Hopefully, all things are good. I'm banking on the fact that it's probably just allergies. So we'll be good. Maybe.
We can hope. We can hope.
Yeah, that is indeed. So bear with me if I sound a little bit congested, but we'll get through this. I want to see this match. It's gonna be a good one.
Oh man, it is. And I mean, we've had some great matches the last couple days. Notable, of course, the Backlash versus Blast yesterday. Them pulling a really close win against those guys. And then on NA, we had that big matchup between Synapse and Illuminati. And I'm sure there were a couple other really good matchups. So as we get into this last week, we should see a lot of really close games. Even when you're looking at the undercard, you're still talking really close games because of how the MMR has worked out and got everyone shuffled into a pretty neat deck, a pretty neat order to where most of the games we're seeing now you tend to start seeing game threes that actually matter more.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's matches have been really good, as you said, week to week. I mean, they've pretty much fallen into place like we expected, where we're seeing a lot of these matches not only go to the third game, but just we've seen overtimes, we've seen upsets, we've seen yesterday, for instance. Sorry, Andy, I see you in the chat there. But yesterday, for instance, the first loss from Synapse, that's an interesting one. And it kind of plays into the story here because Backlash is the only remaining undefeated team otherwise in Europe, as far as I know, anyway. I know, not check the results actually on the Calamity match. They were good for a while, but I think, yeah, they did drop a game earlier. So, you know, the two teams kind of consistently winning their games so far in the first 5 weeks, Synapse, Backlash, and then, well, now it's just Backlash, but that could change because we all know Team Gravity, very talented team.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and like you said, just like yesterday, we saw Synapse, going down to the number one Synapse going down to number 3 Illuminati, which I actually haven't looked at the update on that on the NA side. But over here, we've got number 1 Backlash versus number 2 Gravity, 1280, 1270 MMRs respectively, 9-0, 8-2, their records respectively, and I mean that kind of informs us that this will be a good matchup. But having seen both of these teams play, I think we can both be fairly confident and say this is going to be an exciting matchup between these two teams, Gravity and Backlash, because they are both incredibly talented teams all the way down the roster.
For sure. And so we're going to get started here soon-ish. We have 6 out of the 8 players ready to go. Luckily, no overlaps, and about 9 minutes left on the 15-minute timer, but we're going to get going soon enough. In the meantime, what's up to the chat? We'll get through that. I already said hi to Andy and apologize for the loss, but seems like, has a good attitude there. Says can't win them all. We played and we learned exactly the attitude you need to have to be successful for a sustained amount of time, so I like to see that. I see Jay Dizzy and Wiz, or Jay Dizzy and Wiz, Jay Dizzy Wiz and Echo Rock Tour from the Respawn Joker. Sendo Target stopping by, and well, hello. And Sendo saying, I'm surprised Palidore can still talk because whatever throat medicine I use, they need to be my sponsor. Just a lot of tea, a lot of honey. I mean, and I guess voice management to a degree, but otherwise I'm just lucky. I guess I spent so much of my childhood and my teenagehood not talking to people and things that I have a lot of built-up voice to give now. I don't know. Science.
I like seeing Rocker in there bringing in the hype with stating how he tuned into a banger, and he's totally right. This is going to be an exciting game.
And one more player we're waiting on, and then we will get started, rest assured. Yes, plenty of tea and honey. I'm just, on that note, I'll finish the current cup I have. It's a bit cold now. That was the theme of yesterday. I'd always come into these matches, and yesterday's matches, a full cup of tea and then get so busy with the match and the casting that it'd be cold by the end of it and the drinking at the end. So, hey.
And then
Might
with
as well.
that, we finally have all four of those players in. So we've got both teams here. So we should be ready to go here any moment.
Yep, so just ping the teams just in case they need the extra nudge. And, well, here we go. So, a lot of people starting to pile in on the chat. We're getting ready to go very shortly.
Teams sending out their good lucks and have funs to each other as they get ready to ready up here. So good sportsmanship around. Both teams probably really excited to get started.
Absolutely. See Boop in the chat as well. Hello and welcome. First ready has been started. Speaking of other teams, now we were just discussing this before the stream even went live. Blast, another great team who's been looking contend right at the top, especially I would say since the acquisition of the former Backlash member Lego. Kind of a trade, if nothing else. Maybe not purposeful trade, but they just happened to work out that way. And chemistry from Blast looking extremely nice. The last 3 games now that I've watched from them. Really gave Backlash their toughest game yet of the entire preseason yesterday, so it was a nice watch. But here we go. Round start. I'm ready. Dimwi's ready. The teams are ready. And I'm quite sure Twitch is ready. So this is going to be a very interesting one. And here we go. Open for some fun. The launch is out and taken first with some speed over to Simon. He's going to get it stolen by Sundance. Sundance finding a clear onto the other side. Going to the mid area, will be taken here by Viatrex. Looking for that deep pass, contested heavily by Maddie, the brawler, but going for the shot. But it's going to be taken out by Torin, the goalie.
Yeah, what a save there by Torin to get back quick enough and cover that lane to be aware of the shot incoming and make that stop. Good save.
Sundance now taking it here in the back line for his team. We'll find a pass over that's going to be cut off just about by Simon. At least pressures a miss. So now Maddie takes that over for his team. Some really nice defense in the midfield here. But now working through. Gets past his man, but Al Pacino can get the save, and he's going to go tunnel.
Yeah, not the easiest shots to save when they're coming in right on you. I mean, they look easy when the save is made so confidently, but good save.
And so another cutoff here. Some great defense. The shot, not a lot of momentum behind it, so it was a bit off. Floating back into the midline now, where it will be contested by multiple players. The stack just briefly bouncing off the Geo, so that's going to work out nicely.
Juke.
Indeed, Sundance going those jukes. He loves to do it. And now going up to Torin. And Maddie will be scoring from that assist. Nice first score there for Backlash.
Yeah, what a pass sequence there by Backlash as they moved it around the bubble there. Looked like caused gravity to get a little clumped around their own goal, which kind of it looks like there's less space because there's more players around. But when you clump like that, it creates space for the shooter. Maddie taking advantage of it and putting it in for 2. Good goal.
It goes back to those body blocks we were talking about yesterday. Sometimes it could be a disadvantage just having too many people near the goal. And now going in, not on the shot, so it'll roll back out to the hands of Simon. Simon finding a clear, looking for that immediate boost here, as well as Nilly to contest it. He's going to duck through once, twice, but the shot, not nice. It's going to be saved there again and cleared on out off the soft shot.
Both these teams are so much speed. They are so fast.
Always a consistent story here, if nothing else. I mean, nice tap pass out from Al Pacino, finding Viatrex. Over on the sidewall, contested at the pack now, it's Simon. There's 2 players there playing the passing lane. Maddie kind of backing out now, checking behind him, making sure that there's no defenders creeping up. Or offenders, I should say. Al Pacino just sailing past his hands, so Lewis will take that one. We'll find Simon, and now backing it out for some more patient play. And so the good little reset here, but being pressured immediately. Now the defense actually off balance and taking that shot, making the shot. Al Pacino.
I mean, that was just beautiful. Al Pacino was over there unchallenged on the post, goalie in the goal, and Alpa, he just floated off of that post and waited patiently for that in pass, which he got, and he was able to put in pretty convincingly there. Good goal.
For sure. And Andy W in the chat saying that was decent control by Gravity as a decent shot. More than decent, in fact. That is going to be right on the dot for Torin. 5 points now for Backlash. But as Andy was saying, that was decent control. And yeah, the control there was really good from Gravity. The reset. Now, the defense was actually really nice there from Backlash, but once that brawl kind of forced the pass, it was actually off balance because they had themselves a nice little one-on-one at the goal off of that one cross pass. So it's exactly what you want to do. Draw the defenders out and then take advantage of the numbers inside goal. Now, Al Pacino will roll here. You can see that stack creeping up on them just on the side. Still find Viatrex again on that back line. That's place he is fairly often. Then that pass will miss, so a turnover to the hands of Maddie and Backlash. And looking for that pass, but another stack with some authority there, some quickness. Lewis finding Al Pacino. He's going to go right in for two people over there on the barrier, and they will carry it right into the goal. So 5-4 now. Still advantage for Backlash, but Gravity keeping it close.
Yeah, Gravity stack was a little slow to get to cover the goal on Backlash's last goal. So if they definitely picked up the speed there and were able to force that turnover that ultimately led to that goal. And well done.
Now working it to the opposite tunnel, and then to the other side. There's one there at the goal. Nillywick just missing the pass, going a little bit over his hands. Still will find it. Now some control perhaps from Backlash. Obviously, they're really capable of that as a team. Their teamwork has been, I mean, I say it a lot, but you look at the score sheet at the end of these rounds, by the third round, every player in Backlash quite frequently ending up with, 4, 5, 6 assists apiece. It's just so consistent. And now going in maybe for a shot, or anchoring actually and backing it out now, waiting for his teammates to join him, looking for that cross over to the corner, to the backboard, but it's saved there from Torin.
That is so hard. I mean, the guy on the backboard there wasn't being covered really at all. So he had a free shot one-on-one coming down from the high side of that backboard. That was a hard save to make. Great save by Torin.
And that is Torin's home, basically. If he's not in the goal on defense, when it comes to offense, he is very frequently receiving those passes in the backboard. And they are so hard to stop if you don't dive out. So I was already prepared to say, oh, someone should have dived out at that backboard pass. But no, just saved it one-on-one at the goal. Those just so hard when you're that close up, so it's impressive watching the goalkeeping skills. Torin, really good at those, but off it goes here. Maddie, and Maddie passes over to the aforementioned Torin. And Nillywick now bringing it on up. So down low it goes to Sundance. You can see again the positioning here, just at play. There's a lot of man marking and going off here, the zoning of the passing lanes. You can see back and forth the players for Team Gravity just tapping back and going kind of anchor to passing lanes. They're very active here on the defense.
Yeah, Gravity's defense right now is looking. I mean, amazing. There's no other word for it.
Because look,
they're making this so.
They get a score still as we say that, but Torin doing it there again. But like we see, the thing with Gravity was doing there, they were tapping back and forth between anchors to kind of defend passing lanes, but they weren't getting stunned out either. They were denying, but they were also staying alive. They weren't getting stunned, and that is as key as anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what ultimately, that patience is what led to
nice
finally them finding that man open and getting that in pass for that goal. That was very well played by Backlash.
Now trying to play on the clear. It will be taken right back there by Simon. So Simon going to the mid area, taken by Viatrex. He'll slap it out, but then it gets into the hands of Torin. So Torin going down low on the ramp, maybe looking to put a stamp on it. Oh, that was so close. Sundance could not get it, and it's back to the pocket it goes. Those ramp shots definitely tough. So it's like I was saying again, yesterday's games, for instance, with Synapse and talking about Zach and Andy. It's like they don't even have to have a line of sight on the goal to make all kinds of bounces consistently, and it's the same with a lot of these teams here. A good dive, but keeping him alive. It is Lewis finding the goal to bring it within one again.
It looked like goalie definitely read that cross pass. He dove out to try to make an interception on it. Just didn't quite have the reach for it, which is ultimately left the goal open, which resulted in that goal. That was a great play by Gravity.
So back and forth it continues to go off of that play. See the back line here now being contested heavily. Look at the speed coming in, just blistering from Team Gravity, but Torin is going to take that. Look for a cross. That one will be just a bit off, trying to throw it past the hands of that stack. Nilly is going to find that one and back it on out. And again, so here's some patience from Backlash on the offensive side. Ness super contested, so Nilly is just going to try and go for it himself. Going to be taken off of that shelf on the shoulder. Sundance getting it over to Nillywick, and that one will be in for him.
And that time, Al Pacino does come out to challenge the guy on the backboard, and but he's still able to get that one in. That was beautiful passing, and not just the passing, but the Backlash just winning all their one-on-one stun fights and able to keep themselves open for that sequence to happen. That was beautiful.
Yeah, there was a Nest pass available as some possession changes hands, but very good job on the brawling end to just deny anything easy. Now Al Pacino will be stunned out, so that was a bold dive there, but a smart one because it did cause a turnover. Goal would have been exposed otherwise, but making the plays. So getting the disc here for his team. Going for a deep shot, it would seem, rebounded by Lewis as stacks from both teams starting to form here over in the midline. Good delivery, just a little bit off, but good catch by Lewis. Lewis going to be contested. There's 2 players there for Backlash contesting. There are 30 seconds. As you can hear the announcer go off here, they need a 3 at this point. Need someone to go for the goalie. There's no time to do anything else. If they want to force an OT, they need to take a shot. The shot is not on, so that clear will perhaps do it for them, barring one series of really quick stacks. But that's going to be a reception and collection of 3 more points for Backlash, so they'll take the first round late here.
Yeah, and I mean, Torin with the ice on the game there, bringing it up 12-6. That 6-point deficit in the end. Big win for Backlash. Good win, solid win. And just looking at, I was checking out the stats as we were nearing the end there, and possession really isn't that far off from one another. Only difference about 20 seconds. But you see, Backlash was able to pick up 4 more shot opportunities, going 9-5 on the shots there, and that kind of shows you that the command of their passing around the bubble, how they're able to stay in control of it and get those opportunities, But this really has been kind of a game of defenses, of bubble defenses, zone defenses, and yeah, it really well matched, these teams.
Look at all those stuns on the board for a Backlash over there. But then the saves as well. I mean, Al Pacino had a couple nice ones, and then Torin as well. And it's kind of a consistent thing. I mentioned every stream, but it proves itself every time. Aside of the speed, just the defensive play from a lot of these teams. There's so many great goalies we're seeing. Al Pacino is one of them every single time I've seen him play. He's getting saves. Torin's getting saves. Obviously, we all know Matty. He's been one of the capable goalies for a very long time in Echo Arena. And as much as offenses have improved, I'm as impressed as anything with just how much the defenses have come along on both regions, honestly.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's yeah, I agree. I don't know what else to say. I agree.
I mean, obviously, yeah, you're one of the good goalies in the league as well. Your team's defense, just amazing. I mean, they gave us
Appreciate
hard
that.
time plenty. I know that's how I kind of learned about you, really, is casting other, Friday night activity games, if you will. And it was like, wow, I haven't heard of this guy much before, but dang, he's a good goalie. And it's just it's fun to see the development of defenses just as much as the offense. Viatrex on the offense cannot make that shot, however. So it will be a clear here and into the other side. A lot of boosted players, 4 of them in fact. Torin taking over it, and it's going to be backed out actually into the tunnel. So Sundance taking this one away. Oh, what happened there? Sorry, going for the shot is Torin, scoring. Accidentally pulled up the score screen. But I was just prepared to count Torin's points because he's always a frequent scorer and, well, to the tune of 10 points indeed. So, hey, I was prepped.
And I'm not sure what specifically happened in the backfield, but Torin he had all the time and space in the world to go. He wasn't even one-on-one with that goalie. He was 2-on-1. There was a guy on the goalie and another guy moving in on the goal.
And now taking the disc there. It's going to be missed. Maybe a rebound if they can get that. But Viatrex, excellent job of getting the tap out before a shot could occur. They'll still retain possession here, though, for Backlash. They're up by the 2 points. They took the first round, so Torin is going to come on down. Looking for that backboard pass, not quite ready for it. So tapping it back, though, good recognition there. Cognizant of his man, of all the positioning and finding a position deep in there for the corner shot at Sundance.
Yeah, Nillywick is the one who saved that play there with that tap back to the left shoulder. That was we're seeing that a lot in this series of these of both of these teams,
Mhm.
but in particular, Backlash able to their tap passes to get by the defense while the defense is on the attack has been what's I think ultimately the winning factor of this series.
Yeah, and for a lot of their series, the thing is because their positioning is so well, but so consistent, they have a lot of planned spots. Like even if it's different players, they always have like the floor spread out very well. Now going in for a pass here and a shot actually contesting the goalie, bothering him. So Al Pacino just takes advantage. Assist by Vaya.
Yeah, Lewis in there on the goalie. Lewis himself got stunned out, but ultimately that's what distracted the goalie enough to open the net up and allow for that Al Pacino goal. That was well played by Gravity.
Very much so as they go out here on the launch. Sundance finding Nilly, but oh, passes hands again. He'll still try and brawl it, contest it. Simon gonna go on in. Cannot make it. And it's those rare open goals, because they are very uncommon given the speed of these teams. Those rare open goals are ones you just wish you could have and take back for a second chance because they don't come very often. Simon gonna contest this one. Sundance, however, will find a clear instead. The other side of the field. Fast players approaching, and Torin encroaching on the goal for the 6 points. The 2 for Team Gravity.
Yeah, torn under attack by Simon there, but just one step ahead the whole way through in the bubble there, able to pop that one in. Well played by Torn. Way to keep his speed up and not hesitate.
Yeah, no hesitation at all from these teams. Just as much on the joust as a quick zipper rollout. There you go, corner to corner to corner. Seeing that sometimes from these teams, it's very efficient and fast because it makes the stacks essentially by going corner to corner. It makes them travel the longest distance. So it's smart play here. Simon will find a play here and bring it near on the scoreboard, back to 2 points.
Yeah, just good shot by Simon. I mean, waiting on that shoulder, accepts the pass, not under heavy pressure. Just drops in from the shoulder and does a little wheelie with his arm, going from bottom to top and popping that in. Well played, well done.
Very much so. The pass out here again. So here's again kind of a zipper series of passes. Will result though in maybe a turnover to Lewis. The last pass in that string a little bit off. Some good stuns, however. We'll buy them another one. Nilly floating on back for his anchor as Lewis tries to contest. Down low, Maddie finding Sundance. And there, you see the offense. Oh, the defense, however. Simon, I think the headbutt on that chance. Perhaps there's both him and Al Pacino in the goal. Going for another pass here. Once more on the backboard. But more fantastic defense from Team Gravity. Brawling like nothing else and just trying to stay alive. Nilly for the 3rd or 4th attempt on offense from that same backboard slice, and finally he'll find a shot.
Yeah, and looking at the what I consider my replay, I just keep the stream up and I can look over quick, see what just happened. There were 3 guys at the time of the shot, 3 guys in goal for Gravity, which kind of may have been what contributed to that going in, even though there were all 3 there.
Yeah, for sure. It's because they got so many attempts that at some point it's easy for your defense to eventually get a little bit lost and you find people a little out of position in the goal like that because they contested with some really nice defense, but it can only last so long before eventually someone finds themselves a little bit out of position. In that case, 3 of them all clumped up in the same place, made it difficult to get a save or contest anything on the multiple attempts on there from Backlash. Now going in for a shot, and okay, 1 point game again. I mean, just like that, causing a turnover, finding the speed, finding the 3.
As you say, I mean, those open goals in games like this are so rare, and another second, maybe another single second, that goal would not have been open like that. So great on Simon to not hesitate on that shot. Well done.
And the defenders there just kind of going for the disc, it seems like, instead of the goal. Did not pay off in that case. Getting the disc over here to the other side, though. Nilly taking that one. He will be punched. Stunned. Simon getting that one done, looking immediately there for Vaya. Another maybe open one, but this time they go for the goal coverage, and it does pay off. They deny that 3. It's Torin.
And again, Simon did not hesitate on that shot, but that speed of that backstack from Backlash there was hard to contest with.
Now just trying to contest him in the tunnel. Sundance finding not too much trouble, just trying to work it around. Some monkey in the middle. 2 defenders out, playing really deep. 3, in fact, out here. So now defense off balance as a result. Will they score? Absolutely not. That is Simon coming through now with some great grabs. And on the other end, a great stack. You can see Simon floating on by, cheering as the disc goes in for Team Gravity, and they take the lead here late.
Yeah, I mean that whole sequence there starts with that save by Simon down on goal. I believe that was Simon, and just a solid save. I don't know if the shot went off as intended, but either way, the save was beautiful, and that turns it around and gets them to the clear and boost and down quick enough to put that one in. Well done.
Yeah, that was the for Backlash. That was the offense they wanted. It was basically a one-on-one, good chances there. But you know what? Simon getting it done, and even got the perfect camera angle on the boost as he sailed on right by my face, and he was just cheering as his teammates were right about to put it in, knowing that they took a lead off of some fantastic defense. But now trying to do it again, coming from the barrier, and that is an almighty shot from Sundance, dunking it through, almost saved, but not quite.
Yeah, it looked like Al Pacino got his hand on that. He saw the guy cutting in, and tried to make the save on it, but I mean, basically a dunk at that point, and it's hard to make a save on that. But well done. I mean, that was a beautiful pass.
Without a doubt. So here it is a 1-point lead. Right back. It's back and forth. We're in the final 1:45 and counting here. Nilly is going to get that disc and find something. Try to. Actually, it's going to be off. So contested here. Viatrex are going to get there at the same time. Via being stunned, and now a backline pass that's intercepted. Simon, the save from Torin now. What defense from both these teams. Another turnover into the hands this time of Simon, and he'll get it through. 1-point lead once again for Team Gravity in the second.
Oh man, what a save by Torin initially, but then Simon collecting that disc on that back wall there. Torin comes out to challenge him, and I mean, really, that was a 50-50 play there. When he came out to attack that player, he could have made that stun, but Simon gets that juke in and is able to pop that in. That was just good. That was a good play by Simon.
The defense, incredible, but then the offense, those second and third attempts, so damaging. But see what I mean about that goalkeeping at play. We've seen it from both sides, multiple, just straight up one-on-one saves at the goal, right in the face of the defenders, of the offenders, just within inches of each other, and still getting the grabs. It's a 1-point game. There's 35 seconds left. Any score here could be damaging. Team Gravity knows they need control, trying to find it. This could be bad for them because, look, this is a set play here as they go for a top pass up top, going for a pass to the mid. And then right back to the backboard, I can only assume, trying to look for it, but no, directly into the hands of Al Pacino, getting a save again, and none more crucial than that one. Simon off the head of Al Pacino. Al Pacino collects it, and it will be not a shot, but maybe a victory here in the second round. Emergency clear, finding its way. Down low it goes, taken here by Lewis, and just like that, it is 1 apiece, 11-10, Team Gravity. In the third round, it will be another great game to start the week after the great game last night to end it.
I mean, just wow what we saw at the end there. Backlash trying desperately to get to find that cut pass in for someone to attack the goal, but Gravity just was not letting them have it. They covered every single pass lane and just wouldn't let they wouldn't let that pass happen. They were able to shut that down. So you saw kind of a desperation shot attempt on Al Pacino in goal, and Al Pacino gets that save. I mean, that's exactly when you can make 7 saves in a game, but if you don't make that save, that one save when it counts in that moment, right in a spot like that to keep your team in the game, all those other saves are for naught. So what a save by Al Pacino to keep his team in the game here and keep them going for game 3.
And just look at the stats too. And minding you that probably some saves weren't even counted for all I know. That's usually the case, but I mean, 3 out of 4 players on both teams with saves, multiple saves at that. I mean, we have Torin with 4, 2 for Maddie, 3 for Sundance over on Backlash. Then on Team Gravity, 3 from Al Pacino, 2 for Viatrex, 1 for Simon. And like you said, none more crucial than those ones at the end. Both these teams, just amazing effort all around there. And just like that, we are going to venture on to the third round, and I'm excited for this one. Backlash, once again, maybe facing their first series loss of the season. This is coming 2 days in a row where they're just so contested right there at the top. The round will start here. And off we go. So Nillywick taking that over. Again, it's one apiece for these two teams. I mean, this is just, what more can you ask for from the number 1 and number 2 seeds over in EU right now than a game like this?
You can see both teams slowing it down just a little bit. Nobody wanting to take any unnecessary risk here at all.
Especially after what we just witnessed, right? I mean, you figure even after the little intermission, they're going to need a breather, but with plenty of breathing room on that shot, Nillywick finding it quick for 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in the backfield there, but Gravity coming in a lot slower than they typically do. Gotta wonder if there was maybe some stunning happening to slow down their chain, because it did take them a minute to get in there, which is very atypical of them.
Yeah, always such a quick team. I mean, both of these really, but just blazing down the floor like nothing else, it seems. Simon will find the delivery, but there's a recovery. Maddie will take that one over for Backlash, so back it will go. And then there's the quick stack that we're used to seeing there from Gravity. Simon and Viatrex getting back to the disc, but back passing it to Torin now. And some more really deep pressure in the midfield. Look at this. That's excellent from both these Gravity players. Viatrex, Al Pacino. And now the second stack coming in with some ferocity. And there's the velocity on the shot from Simon. Tied up.
And there's that, like I said, I mean, that right there is that speed of Team Gravity to get down on the disc. So picking it up, not letting them get slowed down, and winning that race, and able to capitalize on it. That was well done.
Now jousting out here, Sundance finding Nilly. Over on the other side, a pass deep, actually ricochets off, so back to the hands of Team Gravity. Still tied up. Couple minutes pass here in this round. And now disc loose on the bottom. Al Pacino getting there first. Maybe an open goal. And it will be 3. Squeezing past the 2 defenders stacking back. And that's going to be a great, fortunate turn of events for Team Gravity.
And Sundance was in that lane. He got back there quick enough. I don't know if he was intending to grab the rim and try to make a save at that point. But he was definitely in the area. Could have made a stop on that. Just didn't connect with it, and goes in for a really needed 3 there.
They'll take it, absolutely. So tough getting those goals. That was definitely a 50-50. I mean, that could have just as easily been saved with how fast the defense had gotten back. But they will absolutely take it. And now taking it is Nillywick. This team is down by 3, looking at the face of defeat if they can't just keep in this game. Now trying to go for the pain, but it's going to bounce right back off. A nice boost on the other end. Leached off his Torrent, so he'll back it out now. And another chance here for Backlash on the offense. Going in now. A nice cut, and that will be delivered. But Al Pacino, another grab, a great save, and another one from Lewis. The defense is absolutely incredible. Spectacular plays, spectacular shot. Team Gravity 8-2.
I just that save by Al Pacino was unreal. When you have a guy, there's that much traffic around the goal, and you have a guy coming in on you from that angle, from behind the goal. I mean, making a stop on that on the goal plane is just so it's practically impossible. And he makes that save, and then Lewis with the clear, and then getting receiving his own clear and putting it in for that 3. Just amazing work there.
Absolute monstrous is what that was. Unbelievable. The Twitch chat is up in there, so hyped and excited as well. Looking at 2 days in a row of these upsets, and there it goes again. Team Gravity now with an 8-point lead. They are starting to pull away with 5 minutes, 5:50 left. I mean, there's a lot of time, but man, you know they have to be feeling really good about themselves right now.
Yeah, clearly they figured out what works. Those clear and boosts. They have been winning every single race to them, and it's paying off.
And look, a duck through here on Sundance. He'll just dish it off right before that pass gets on. Once again on offense, maybe a one-on-one. The stack going to pressure that one, so Nilly probably getting those comms and just backing it out wisely. But however, look at all the pressure coming in from Team Gravity. This Viatrex doing some absolute work in the back line. Because even their back passes right now, these long back passes that Backlash loves to go for, are so pressured a lot of the time. They have no time to work with, it seems like. They will get one finally up here, and now the bubble defense taking place. A lot of heavy pressure coming all around the outer edge. That's going to be a nice delivery, though. Almost saved, but not quite. Sundance, assisted by Torrent to the barrier, and he'll get it through.
It looked like Alpha might have accidentally grabbed the rim of the goal instead of getting his hand out to grab that disc. Now, I'm not saying he would have definitely made that save, but he was there. He saw the shot coming in. He definitely wanted to make that save, but unfortunately, he's just not able to connect with it. Great shot by Sundance.
Now a pass off here, being delivered. Yet another one on the zipper, but that was going to be a quicker stack. Looking for a recovery here on the attack. Viatrex needs to slap that out of there. Pinging it over to the side wall where it will find the hands of Al Pacino. He's going to be contested fast, needs to slap it again, and he does. A good job by them. That's going to roll over on, maybe for an open goal. Could it be another one? And the barrage continues for Team Gravity from 3, 13 points.
Backlash was in the backfield there, trying to slow down that chain coming in from Gravity. They did get one of the guys stunned out on that chain, but Lewis still got that speed boost from it, was able to get in there, grab that disc, and put it in.
Right now, looking good. There's under 4 minutes to go. Holding Backlash now to only 4 points. And bothering them again. Here's that midfield defense. You can see, kind of unusual for European teams, quite frankly, to have midfield defense that far out. But Torrent is going to go in, and without a doubt, that is a shot for him. So this time, capitalizing on a one-on-one. But you know what? So far, not been an easy task against Team Gravity.
Torrance just kind of walked that one in there. He saw he was looking over his shoulder pretty much the whole way in, looking to see maybe if he had a pass option or maybe some defensive chain coming at him. Very casually, just kind of backhands that one towards the goal.
That one will take kind of a fortunate roll. Maybe Lewis is there, but actually still grabbed by Nilly. So needing to be careful here. An open goal. The stack getting back, and there's Lewis. So very good recognition. Because a 3-point shot is the last thing that they need to see. Now a recovery, and Simon absolutely 15 points to 6, and the clock continues to wind down.
Good goal by Simon. He recognized there were 2 defenders there, but the goal was still open. He knew he didn't have much time to make anything happen, so just quick roll. It doesn't even turn around, just quick off the backboard for solid 2. Well done.
Looking very good here. Sundance, the short pass, the short rollout to Nillywick on the other side. And now a delivery just across the entrance to the back of tunnel. Thorin looking over here, maybe looking for another one of those or to catch the defense off balance, but no, because Simon will be right on balance for the tap. So it does seem like right now one of the keys just for Team Gravity has been stopping those passes outside of the bubble. They're playing it really deep, because once they get in here, that's usually a devastating thing for most teams. That time not paying off for them, but it's all the work that Team Gravity is doing in the midfield that's buying them success, I think. Right
Definitely,
there.
and their backfield. I mean, Backlash is not going to have many opportunities for threes here. Without those threes, this is a 5-goal game.
That was almost a self-goal, but, you know, Simon going to take it in himself and find those points nonetheless. So, indeed, 17 points for Team Gravity with some strength. I mean, right now, Simon leading the way, indeed, with a 15, as well as a 2 assists. And Lewis, I mean, right next to him as well with a 10 and 3. So Sundance rolling out here, but with a minute 20, I think it's mathematically out of reach due to the mathematical time. Shout out Tutorial Bot. It's Nillywick going for the spot on the shot. Cannot get it, so the rebound to Sundance.
I mean, you're talking about 4 threes within 1 minute, and with a running clock, that's going to be that's an uphill battle.
And off to the races. Ho-ho! That was almost going to be in. In fact, the save just impeccable on that one. The full court shot just about. Al Pacino's going to go in here for maybe another run at another goal. Lighting that up, it's Via, assisted by Simon, and now they're just kind of running wild as the clock winds down the last 40 seconds.
Yeah, that was a heads-up save. I mean, that's Backlash letting us know that they're, you know, despite it doesn't matter what the score is, the clock's still running, the game's still going, they're still going to play.
That's what you got to do. You know, execute no matter what the time is on the scoreboard, what the score is on the scoreboard rather, and you know, playing like your game plan dictates. They're going in for the shot here. That one will be off. Just can't get any rhythm going, really, it seems like, because of the defense here. Just causing a lot of frustration.
Looked like Nillywick might have also gotten S there. His hand, as he threw that disc, his hand extended out, and maybe what caused it to go low. But wow, what a series between these two teams.
Absolutely. The 2 victories there for Team Gravity. They took the first. Backlash coming back, but then the third, closing them out. Actually, I think Backlash took the first rather, and yeah, then the reverse.
Yes,
So
yes.
reverse sweep for Team Gravity, and just building on that momentum. You look at, I mentioned usually for Backlash, they're the ones that they end up with every team member with so many assists. Sundance does have 5 and Torin with 3, but just the same. Look at Team Gravity with 3 players with 3 assists. Viatrex with 2. I mean, very cohesive effort. Both defensively, they were organized. They were sticking to their man mark, and then they're sticking to their stacks, and then finding those goals, finding the passes. They're just like a well-oiled machine today.
Yeah, and I mean that was that was just it's just so well done by Backlash. And they really picked up their excuse me, by Gravity. And Backlash, I mean, looking at possession, Backlash ends that series with almost 2.5 minutes possession time, and most of that differential is coming out from that game 3. I mean, you can see just from the numbers, Gravity maintained control of that disc for a good portion of that third game, and just weren't able to create the opportunities. Earlier, I think it was game 1, I saw that Gravity or no, the possession time was about equal, but Backlash was able to create more opportunities with the time they had, and then we saw just the way Gravity's defense buckled down around their bubble, and the kind of the muddling they did around mid to try to shut Backlash down before Backlash could even get in the zone. I mean, just so well done. The adjustments that both teams made really show on the stats board.
Oh yeah,
But it pays off for Gravity.
they've been paying attention, no doubt, to these games. The game plan, Team Gravity going in with 1 and giving just a lot of trouble. Obviously, I mean, again, same case with a Blast yesterday. Blast giving Backlash an awful lot to handle, almost handing them their first loss of the season on a series. But then today, Team Gravity kind of picking up off of that and just working with a lot of the same game plans that had success for Blast. And it seemed like, this time, just going in the favor of the opposite team. So, one day over in North America, yesterday, Sunday, we lose the last remaining undefeated team, lost their first match against Illuminati. And then over on the European side, the last remaining undefeated European team loses their first match, and this time against Team Gravity. So ending the week, or starting the week the same way as we ended it, basically, for week 5 and going into week 6. This is the final week. And you know what? Maybe this is a sign between the last couple days of just the kind of play we can expect, especially come the finals.
Well, Palidore, there's a common thread between both of these teams losing their undefeated titles.
Before you even go there, what about... I take no responsibility, okay? I might have been present, but what about all the other games? I was also there for their undefeated streaks.
Well,
don't you
see,
forget.
that saves you from the responsibility, but you aren't the only common thread between these two games.
Oh, I see. See, I was just trying to shoulder some of the blame, but
So you've got your out there. I don't have it out. I'm not in that many games.
maybe it's our pairing in particular that's causing
Maybe
this.
that's what it is. So we just can't. Whenever there's an undefeated team, we can't pair on it. That's what's going to happen now.
Well, duly noted. So there's the scoreboard. You can see how those rounds panned out for these two teams. And in the meantime, I mean, great game. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Just very entertaining, fantastic plays all around. We do have some more games coming up. It's, in fact, a double header of the same match, in fact, between Team Summit and Fusion. And that's coming up in, 12, 13 minutes or so is when the first one starts, and they'll just be going back-to-back on those matches. In the meantime, we will have SirDimwi here casting, and Sputnik will be joining us for, I believe, at least the second match, perhaps. So tune in for those ones. But yeah, we're going to cut it off here, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So thank you guys for watching, for all the hype, for all the bits, and all that good stuff, and we'll be right back with some more